93.7, the Rockin River, playing everything that rocks. Robb Francis with you on a Tuesday morning. Now, you've heard us play a song from this band quite a bit recently. It's called Don't Stop the Sandman. The band is Rock Sugar, and I'm very thrilled to have the front man, Jess Harnell, on the line with me. I've been a fan of his for a long time. So let's get to it, Jess. First question for you. How did you guys come up with the idea for Rock Sugar?
We were thinking to ourselves, people had said for a long time, dude, you should be in a tribute band because you can imitate all these singers and stuff. And I'm like, I love tribute bands. I got nothing but love and respect for them. But at the same time, I wasn't that interested in just recreating stuff that somebody had already done. I just thought, wouldn't it be cool to put a twist on things and make it a little bit different, right? Me and Chuck and Alex, our drummer, were hired to sing like 3 songs a day on this island. And I just had this thought, Rob. I was like, wouldn't it be a trip if some 80s, quintessential 80s hair metal band got stuck on an island for 20 years, had nothing to listen to but 80s pop records, and then got rescued? And they got off this island thinking that Madonna was metal. Paula Abdul kicked ass and all this stuff. And I thought, this would really be interesting. So I went to Chuck and I said, I think that this could do something. I think people would dig this. It's a show I would want to go see. And that's always how I gauge stuff, if stuff is cool or not, because whether or not I'm involved in it, if I want to see it, maybe somebody else will want to see it too. So Chuck went off and he put together Don't Stop Believing or Sandman and brought it back to me and said it would go like this. And I went, we're on to something. And what was really cool, we used to have an original band called Loud and Clear, and we played this big rock show over in England. At the end of it, we did that song. We did Don't Stop the Sandman, the first Rock Sugar song, and it was like the roof blew off the place. And we looked at each other and went, okay, now we know we got something here. Within 5 months of doing it, we had hundreds of thousands of hits on our video. We were opening up for Linkin Park and AC/DC and Aerosmith and Def Leppard and all these other bands. And we kind of went, this was cool after all.
93.7, the Rockin River. Robb Francis here on your Tuesday morning, talking with Jess Harnell, the front man from Rock Sugar. Now, Jess, what's the process you go through in selecting songs to basically mash together? With so many songs you've done already, so many songs that go through your guys' heads, what do you guys do? How do you figure out what you're going to use and what you're not going to use?
We have 2 lists that we made, and one of them is like our favorite metal songs, and the qualifier for that is it has to have a riff. It has to have something that it starts with that people will get up on their feet. And then we made another list of all the coolest pop songs. The songs have to be cool songs, no matter who recorded them. I don't care, like you can say Straight Up by Paula Abdul, oh my gosh, it's Paula Abdul, whatever. You know what? It's a good song, dude. If somebody took an acoustic guitar and sat there and sang Straight Up, you'd be like, that's a cool song. It's got a really good melody. So we have our coolest of rock songs and our coolest of pop songs. And me and Chuck, either individually or collectively, go into the laboratory and say, this verse here has a sort of similar meter. Like, I remember when we came up with Crazy Girl, which is a combination of Jesse's Girl and Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne. I was thinking about that, and I went, Jesse is a friend, he's always been a good friend of mine. And we went, hey, we're on to something here too. So it's just a matter, it's like putting a puzzle together.
Okay, Jess, so tell me, toughest song you guys have worked on to date?
The hardest one was a song we do called We Will Kickstart Your Rhapsody. That's not 1, not 2, but 3 songs in one. It's We Will Rock You by Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen, and Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue all at the same time. And I know that one in particular, it was worth it because it's what we closed the show with, and the place just go crazy, dude. I mean, it's like everybody's just going nuts. He had to combine those 3 songs and make them flow, and that's really the challenge. DJs have been mashing songs together for years, Rob. You know that. But I think that Rock Sugar maybe, likely is, the first band to have a thematic concept that does this kind of stuff with. And it's a lot more than DJ mashups where all you got to do is kind of find a beat. We had to reconstruct all these songs so they don't sound jarring. Instead, they sound like they were written like that. And that's a really good testament to how good Chuck is at arranging stuff, because honest to goodness, they sound like, oh, you mean this isn't the way the song's supposed to go? One of the greatest compliments we get is when people say, I heard the original version of whatever song and it didn't sound right to me anymore. And it's like, that's pretty darn cool,
93.7, the Rockin River, Tuesday morning. I'm Robb Francis. We're talking with the lead singer from Rock Sugar, Jess Harnell. Now, Jess, the songs sound fun. Sounds like you guys are enjoying yourself, having a great time while you're recording them. What can we expect at a Rock Sugar show?
When you come to the show, I guarantee you it will be one of the most fun times that you've had at a rock show, because that's what we design it to be. We don't want to stand there and look at our shoes and talk about how hard life is. We want you to come in there and forget all the stuff that's bugging you, all the stuff that's a hassle in your life, and just have fun. We are the only rock show that I can think of where we teach the people in the audience to imitate Steve Perry, Axl Rose, Ozzy Osbourne. We drag people out of the crowd and bring them up on the stage. We tell stories. It's just like, it's more like, instead of going to watch a band, it's like going to hang out with a band. And that's what we want it to be.
93.7 The Rockin River, playing everything that rocks and rocking your Tuesday morning with Rock Sugar frontman Jess Harnell. I'm Robb Francis. Now, Jess, you guys have played the Download Festival the last couple of years. For old school hard rock metalheads, it will always be known as Castle Donington and the Castle Donington Festival. What was it like for you to walk out on the stage where everyone who is anyone in the hard rock metal circles has played? Walk out on that stage where your heroes have played musically. What was that like?
It was an absolute dream fulfillment. In fact, when I was a little kid, and I mean, I'm talking 14, 15 years old, there was an album called Monsters of Rock, and it was recorded at the Castle Donington Festival, which is now called the Download Festival. And on the front cover, there was a picture of the crowd. I'm talking about like 120,000 people, Rob. I mean, it's a lot of people. And I had that hung up on my wall. This is no jive. And I would look at it and go, one day I'm going to play at that thing. And, and sure enough, this is the beautiful part of life. If you believe that anything is possible, that makes anything become possible. It took a little while, but eventually, not only did we get there once, we got there twice. So you got to pinch yourself, man. You stand there and you look out, and it's just like a sea of people as far as you can see. They were so into it. They knew our arrangements. They sang along with every word. It was fists in the air and smiles on the faces from top to bottom, dude. And we just walked out of there going, wow, man, thank God this just worked out beautifully. And the next year they had us back on the bigger stage to twice as many people. And after, we got Cheap Trick looking at us from the side of the stage, and Alice Cooper. It was just amazing. It's just like, it's like still to this day, I got to pinch myself, because I'm as much a fan of this stuff as you are, and as the folks that listen to you are. I love this music, And when you're doing this and you look over to the side of the stage and there's Vince Neil, or CeCe DeVille, or somebody that you grew up listening to, and you get done and they're like, hey, man, that kicked ass. That was great. It's just like, dude, there is no better feeling you can have while you're dressed.
93.7 The Rockin River. I'm Robb Francis. On the other end of the line is Jess Harnell, the frontman from Rock Sugar. Now, Jess, this is not your day job. You're a very well-known voiceover actor. You've been doing it for the better part of 2 decades, if not longer. Everything from Animaniacs to Drawn Together, the Transformer movies, so many different projects you've been involved with, including a lot of stuff for Disney. How do you balance everything between taking care of your voice for what is your career and also going out and having fun and playing with Rock Sugar?
Carefully. I mean, it's like, the days of living in a bus and going on the road for 4 months are thankfully past, because I never really dug that anyway. What we do is during the summer, which is, that's touring season for us, the rest of the time, basically, we're just here and I'm running around talking like rabbits and gophers or whatever it is that day. We get on a plane on Friday and we come back on Sunday night. We do a show usually Friday someplace, a show Saturday, get back. And I'm talking like festivals, county fairs, big shows like that, arena shows, opening for major bands. So it is a balance, and I think it creates a little bit more of a challenge for me, because I'm always doing vocal gymnastics, both at work and with Rock Sugar. So it's like I got to kind of be careful to not hurt myself, or push myself too far with my voice. But, God willing, we get it all done, man. And it's a groove. So far, so good.
93.7 The Rockin River, playing everything that rocks. Robb Francis here. Thanks for making us a part of your Tuesday morning. Talking with the frontman from Rock Sugar, Jess Harnell. Now, Jess, you guys have taken a lot of songs from a lot of different bands, put them together, gotten great response from your audience, from music fans. What about the bands whose songs you've taken? Have you gotten any feedback from them?
Yeah, I heard that there was a post on a Def Leppard thing by, I think it was Joe Elliott, saying that he dug it. Vince Neil, they asked him in a magazine, they said, what's your favorite new band? And he said, there's these guys, Rock Sugar, and they're nuts, and I love that. That was really cool. CeCe from Poison watched our whole show from start to bottom when we opened for Poison from the side of the stage, and I thought that was cool until his road crew said, that is the first time I've been on tour with Poison for like 17 years. I've never seen him watch a whole show from the side. So we've gotten a lot of pats on the back from people. I still hope that somebody like Steven Tyler would hear what we do with Dream On. I think he would dig it, because he seems like such a cool dude. And, so far, man, like I said, the reaction is 99.5 positive, and I'll take that any day.
93.7 The Rockin River. Robb Francis hanging with the front man from Rock Sugar, Jess Harnell. Jess, it's been an absolute blast. Thanks for taking the time this morning to talk to us. I will give you the last word, my man. Anything you want to say, anything to throw out there, go right ahead.
dude, we have been really lucky in the band. I mean, there's two things. First of all, for those people listening that haven't heard it yet, what we do is we take all your favorite metal songs from the 80s, the ones that get you up, put your fist in the air, and make you want to bang your head and sing along and scream along and all that stuff, and we put them together with your girlfriend's favorite pop songs from the 80s that make her want to shake her ass and dance. Okay, so you kind of get 2, 3, 4 songs all at the same time, and these are songs that never ever should work together, but they do, because I'm talking about like AC/DC and Madonna, Paula Abdul with Kiss, Journey with Metallica, and it's really, really weird. But the cool thing is, man, that when you hear the stuff, it's really nice because you already know it. You just don't know it like this. But in this day and age, for DJs on radio, which has happened around the world, to be brave enough and bold enough to kind of smash down that corporate thing of, we can play these 15 songs and that's it, in between commercials, and say, you know what, we're going to play this band just because it's cool and we dig it, whether it's us or whoever it is. I applaud DJs like yourself. I applaud stations like your station that just say, you know what, we're going to play what we like and think people will like too. And that's one of the coolest ways to find music there is, and it still exists. God bless you. And God bless America.